You bear the mark of the speaker for the dead. I speak for many when I wish you my sincerest welcome. Have you come to perform another sacred task? An Indal-ruhn of Roadyr has sent a message desperately requesting speaker intervention. A pauper has managed to leave his body and become a spirit. Normally, the recently deceased are so busy getting acquainted with the afterlife they have no time for mortal concerns. This one seems to be enjoying making a mess of the pots and pans. Go to the Statesman's Hall of Roadyr. Find out what's going on and make things right. I trust your judgment.
Looking for a ride, Outlander? Name your destination.
Why walk when you can ride?
How are you?
Is there something I can do for you?
Three blessings, Sarah.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
Well, friend, what brings you here?
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander? What do you want, Outlander? Greetings, Outlander. I think
Be on
I've
your
heard
guard,
of you before.
Dark Elf. I am to keep this spirit here by any means necessary. If things start to get out of hand, I will have no choice but to banish it myself. But we would all like to avoid that.
Greetings. You appear to be
I
glowing
can
faintly.
spare a few moments.
I'm not
if
sure
you
what
care
that
to
means,
talk.
but I've only been dead for a few days now and I'm still learning the ropes. Are you the dreaded speaker they keep threatening me with? I assume you are here to convince me to return to my body. Not a chance. I'm having too much fun and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Good luck with that. Meanwhile, I'm going to have some more fun with the guards.
Great, you're here. As you can see, there's a spirit here. Unfortunately, he's both not actually dead and a bit of a nuisance. He's been pounding on doors and pinching people, but everyone is too afraid of invoking the wrath of a spirit to stop him. We would like to avoid banishing the spirit, as that's generally considered to be very rude. I would suggest we commune with the Daedroth for their guidance. Perhaps they know something about this. Based on my cursory research, this has only happened once, many years ago. A Daedroth by the name of Kraskira. I suggest we summon him, her, or it, and ask them to please undo whatever it is that happened here. Summoning Kraskira will require a scroll of cautious beckoning and marsh root incense. Marsh root incense is a rare plant and oil mixture made only in Roadyr. Indal-ruhn outside of the Crossing of Lamps may have some. If he's difficult to work with, don't say I didn't warn you. Otherwise you might find some in the Crossing of Lamps itself. The scroll of cautious beckoning, when used in the proper communion ritual, will allow us to summon a specific Daedroth and communicate as equals. It is a far gentler procedure than your standard conjuration magic. I don't know of anyone that has such a scroll, but I suspect one was used in the Great Daedric Invocation at Tur-Julan just a few decades ago. Tur-Julan was a chapel of House Indoril, until we were forced to abandon it. Its priests performed a grand invocation ritual and turned the fortress over to the Daedroth, to prevent it from falling to House Hlalu. It lies in the mountains
Is there
directly
something
northwest
I
of
can
the
do for
Ogrim
you,
plantation,
Outlander?
but is best approached using the mountain trails to its north or south. I don't know much about the Daedroth there, or the state of the ruins, but you'd better prepare yourself for trouble and challenging terrain just in case.
Three blessings, Sarah.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Soren Daedroth. How can I help you? I am Soren Daedroth, sharpshooter, and a quarter of the Great House Indoril.
What do you want? Do you have something to say, Outlander?
I can tell.
Anytime, friend. I'm right here.
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Why do you disturb me? I'm sorry. Who are you? You can't just walk up and demand some of our incense, even if you are a speaker. The only person with the authority to distribute the incense to outsiders is my father indal-ruhn himself. Go ahead and ask him. He'll say no.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
You may speak.
Blessings of my house upon you and praise Shivi. What matter of devotion do you bring? He sits on a particularly large part of my rightful territory. His metal is unusual for his ilk. Inconvenient, yes, but noteworthy in his own way. The Druids have their own ways and their own minds, but are respectful as long as they are respected, and do not abide foreign influences. They stood alongside me in Arnesia and broke bread with me. While their understanding of the triune path is backwards, I believe they can be brought into the fold. The Hlaalu are my fellow Dunmer and countrymen, but they are misguided. They have been corrupted by the decadent customs of the West and their love for the Emperor's gold. We are the House of Saints, the thrice-blessed hearth, greatest among equals. Under our guidance the wise flourish, while the foolish close their eyes and ears to us and beget folly. I feel much affinity towards the pious warriors of House Ridderin, and they have always been open to our guidance. While they defend Morrowind's borders to their best ability, I have often wished them nearer at hand in recent times. The Talvini are twisted and dangerous. Their poison is deep and inherent, but familiar. While I caution my eastern brothers to remain wary of them and keep them in check, I believe the dangers presented by the Empire through fallen House Hlaalu are far more volatile and immediate. The true indal-ruhn are the members of the indal-ruhn clan, whether through birth, marriage, individual, the immortal laws. Noble, yes, but immutable. It is the chief task of us indal-ruhn to understand the divine corpus and ordain further laws to allow our brethren to navigate it. Ultimately, all mortal law is extension and interpretation of divine law. House indal-ruhn is hardly alone in formulating mortal law, and you will have experience with laws ordained by your kind. Unfortunately, your kind cannot keep their ignorant and heretical laws to themselves and have thrust them upon my house. As a result, I can no longer content myself with admiring the intricacies of divine law and guiding my people in its understanding, but must untangle the net of folly cast upon it at the same time. This must be about that disturbance downstairs. I will do anything to prevent this nonsense from distracting my retainers. The indal-ruhn scribbles on a piece of paper and hands it to you. Give this to my son with my warmest regards. I am governor, arbiter, and cultivator. I see to my realm and ensure all is just and three-cornered. I observe the laws ordained and interpret the laws determined so that the faithful below me can find the way forward. Tidings warrior of spell. What business brings you to delay our war council? I am indal-ruhn Gulver, eldest son of indal-ruhn. If you have no reason to be here, do not let me keep you. My father focuses much of his time combating House Hlaalu over their infractions along the Thur. Though the Hlaalu have sold out their house to Western masters, their meddling is but a nuisance compared to the Imperial's unlawful usurpation of our lands. They are the true enemies of the indal-ruhn and the blessed land of Riesdain. The true indal-ruhn are the members of
Give aid of the damn incense.
Why do you disturb me? Fine. You win. Now go away.
Outlander.
not getting any of my cat.
Mountains. Mountains, Mainland. Have you seen them? Mountains, odd place. We were sent there. Forgot when. Don't care why. Good that it's in the mountains. Could be worse, could be stuck in an attic. Mainland, let's be buds, let's hike. Through the mountains. Good, good. North and south in mountains. Let's go. Not this place. Argelan is a bad place. Zerhet Hitai hurt me. Threw me out into the mountains. Bad dude. Complains a lot, for a lad without a mouth. Said I went too far. Threw me out, off the spire balcony, down. But the joke's on him. Life's much better in the mountains. I fell. Hurt my head. Then the mountains found me. They love me. They are in my ears, and in my belly. Mountains. Odd place. We were sent there. What is wrong with your face? Never seen a talking scamp before. Oh, great. A tourist. PFT. Who do you think you are? Just strolling into this place. Actually, don't tell me. I don't care. What are you? A tourist. Leave us alone, Mainland. Trapped. Poor scamp is trapped. Will you release me? Not the door. This place. I'm trapped and I can't return home. Will you free me? Yes. Release the scamp with blood and steel. Welcome, Landling. This is T.U. Argelin. Are you here to visit the ghosts of Daedroth House? Or to entertain the Daedra? All that's left of them lies in the Crossing of Wings. They don't get many visitors. Who rule this place, Landling? My sisters and I keep the scamps in line and the fires burning. Some of the others have made their homes deeper in the ruins. Be warned that they might not take kindly to your presence, and some are plain hostile. And a few of us are still bound to guard specific areas of the ruins by the pact that brought us here. These glorious ruins are our domain, Landling. Been that way for decades now. They were given to us by the indal-ruhn of Daedroth House as they left. The locals leave us well enough alone. You're welcome to explore, but be warned that not all Daedra here will take kindly to your presence. He had the finest voice in all of Moonshadow, but now he remains confined to the spire, bound by old incantations and his own stubborn disposition. Well, hello there, Dark Elf. Are you here to search for treasure, to find the hidden places in these ruins? I have something that might help. You can have it if you return my special black rose to me. It is a special flower, from the gardens of Moonshadow. One of the scamps made off with it. Check down below, in the courtyard. Bah, get lost, manling, don't look at me. The other scamps got it. What's your problem, manflesh? I ain't seen nothing. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Check the runt. I ain't no thief. We ain't got nothing to talk about. I've got nothing to say to you. What ya talking about? Are you here to bring me my special black rose? Did you manage to find my special rose? You can't just expect me to give you what you want without bringing me flowers first. I'm not that kind of girl. Check the scamps in the courtyard. Rough them up and maybe they will hand it over. Kill them if you have to. Just bring me my special black rose. What's your problem, Manflesh? I ain't seen nothing. Help. The manling is onto us. Spare me. Here, have your bloody black rose. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. What's your problem, Manflesh? I ain't seen nothing. Are you here to bring me my special black rose? Did you manage to find my special rose? Thank you, Landling. As promised, your reward. A visitor. It's been. The scamp begins counting on his fingers. A very long time since I've been confined in these quarters. Those damn Twilights locked the door and forgot all about poor Dunzer. Liberated at last. I'll be out wandering the world as soon as I've finished rereading the Gospel of St. Velith. It never gets old. I'm sure there's one around here somewhere. I've only read it a dozen times. Or was it 2 dozen? At your service. You appear surprised at my choice of Tamriel vernacular over scamp talk. I've been trapped in this room for many years now with nothing to do but read books and scrolls. I guess it's rubbed off on me. The Lord title is something I came up with. From what I've read, every chapel has a Lord. Why not Dunzer? The High Priest Sams proclaims. A wise man once spoke. The world will take your advantage. Intelligence is not thine strongest attribute. The foolish witch stands before you. Her fingers arranged on her forehead in an arcane symbol. Welcome, Speaker. It is good to see that people still care about the plight of Andal House. Some of the others here have given into despair.
but we have each other and that is enough for me. I spend my days meditating on law, and there are others here who are good company in that regard. Papers, papers, so much to write, nothing to write on. You must know that one does not just abandon a chapel, yes? There are proceedings that have to be filed. Of course, if they hadn't left in such a hurry then there'd be clerks to handle all of this, but instead they bestowed the task onto me. The only problem is that I don't have anything to write on. Say, could you perhaps fetch me some paper to write on? Thank you. 3 blessings on your head. 10 pieces of paper will do. Now, off you go. You bear the marks of a speaker for the dead, Dark Elf. Welcome to this sacred place. Are you here to pay your respects to the ghosts of Andithrol House? Or have you come to tell us that House Indoril has finally returned to Turjulin? What? Are you alive? What are you doing here? You're interrupting my contemplation. Indeed. Leave me, whoever you are. Landaling. Why have you come here? Turjulin is no place for your kind, not anymore. Only ghosts remain, and us, spellbound to guard these ruins. I worked Moonshadow's finest forges, when I still served my prince. Now I linger here, useless. I am no guard, not a warrior, so I stay at this forge. But my fellow Daedra here have no need for my services. If you have an item in need of repair, I could serve you, for a price. He stubbornly guards the spire still, even though all the others shirk their duties. He sang for me in happier times when he served the courts of Moonshadow. Are you a worthy challenger? Draw your weapon, Dark Elf, and fight me, if you dare. You are a pathetic, miserable little creature then. You will not get out of this so easily. Show me to a worthy foe, and I will consider not tearing your entrails out. A worthy foe, Dark Elf. Show me to one, and I will spare your miserable life. Man flesh. Your carcass will feed my cluster for months to come. Lay down your arms, and be devoured. That was pathetic. A spider? What do you take me for? Pest control. Find me a worthier foe to fight. A worthy foe, Dark Elf. Show me to one, and I will spare your miserable life. Are you trying to escape me? Do you take me for a fool? This is where you meet your end, mortal. Die, you pathetic dark elf.
You should know us. Death, defeat, and fear. We do not die. We do not fear death. Destroy the body, and the animus is cast into the darkness. But the animus returns. But we are not all brave. We feel pain, and fear it. We feel shame, and fear it. We feel loss, and fear it. We hate the darkness, and fear it. The scamps have small thoughts, and cannot fear greatly. The verme have no thoughts, and cannot fear. The Dremora have deep thoughts, and is diverting. homily of the pilgrim. The Gospel of St. Rory's.
Manling. Smells delicious. Manling. Smells delicious. A visitor. How delightful. I am Gorgrenat, culinarian extraordinaire. Welcome, Dark Elf, to Tur-Julan. Please, be at ease. While I haven't been able to convince some of my lesser brethren that visitors aren't food, rest assured that in these kitchens, you are my honored guest. That's where we find ourselves, warrior of spell. Not too shabby, as ruins go. For my kind, it has been an interesting reprieve from our duties in oblivion. Some of my brethren have lost their way, and have secluded themselves in the deeper halls, but in here, visitors aren't food. Indeed. A little courtesy goes a long way, I find. You are a visitor, and will be treated with all the hospitality that entails. Were we in my home plane, I would serve you a meal worthy of princes. But I'm afraid the Tur-Julan pantry is in a sorry state. Few visit this place, and fewer still are willing to supply us with high-quality ingredients. Say, would you be willing to collect some high-quality ingredients for me? I need fine ingredients if I am to prepare you the finest meal. I need hackle low leaf and a large kwama egg. The rest I can find myself. Get me those ingredients, and I will name you no longer visitor, but friend, and I will make you the meal of a lifetime. Hackle low leaf is a great source of aroma, and typically cooked along with a main dish for its added flavor, but removed before serving. It is common around these lands, but the Tur-Julan stores are empty. An essential ingredient for a sauce I'm planning to make. Only the large ones will do. I cook for demi-princes, and they have appetites to match their stature. Man flesh. Talk to Gorgrenat. Visitor, not food. Who you? Me no know you. You careful. These my Clannfear. Me their daddy. You no hurt them. Me no hurt you.
This ledger contains a summary of various business transactions, along with money owned and owed. This indal-ruhn document records all incoming goods and the tolls levied on them, whether in gold, partial expropriation, substitution, prayers, or likewise.
Leave me. I don't even have ancestors. Nectar. No good. Too strong. Not made for Daedroth. On purity. By not on purity. By not silence. Spirits. So loud. Ghosts all around. Screaming. Manling. Dark Elf. You stand at the threshold. Proceed and face Sir Head he tied. Turn around and leave unharmed. Or stay, and talk, if you must. A bargain was struck, between the indal-ruhn and my prince, and I was summoned here, along with many of my fellow Daedra. I am bound to this spire, and charged with keeping manlings like you out. The others can do as they please. You will not pass the threshold. I have been many things. Pawn of princes, bargained away to the highest bidder. Tool, weapon, entertainer. Now, guardian of Turjulin. Yes, I am a pawn. A pawn of princes, a piece in greater games. I played at riddles with Clavicus Vile. For another, I raided the Shade Perilous. Then I serenaded the courts of Moon Shadow. And whenever it served their purpose, each master bargained me away. I see no shame in this. Are you, Dark Elf, not a pawn as well? Or do you claim that your actions are yours and yours alone? A manling with perspective, then. Surely, meeting one of your kind is a rare occasion. Riddles will not help you here. The threshold is absolute. You will not enter the upper levels of this derelict tower. Oh, how I long to see the skies of Moon Shadow again. He stubbornly guards the spire still, even though all the others shirk their duties. He sang for me in happier times when he served the courts of Moon Shadow.
alone.
Man Flesh. Have you come to Tur Jolin to fill my belly? Visitors aren't food, but you smell so sweet. Gorgranat told me, in the kitchen. But one little taste wouldn't hurt. He'd never know. Taste you, then toss your bones off the mountain, yes.
What do you want, Outlander?
Praise Veloth. What brings you to the holy crossing of Almasthir?
Walk with virtue, Outlander.
Looking for a ride, Outlander? Name your destination.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price. Do you have something to say, Outlander? What do you want, Outlander? Do you have something to say, Outlander? Is there something I can
Be
do
on your
for
guard,
you, Outlander?
Dark Elf.
Here to convince me to return to my body. Not
I
a
can
chance.
spare a few
Good luck with
moments
that.
if you care to talk. Do you have...
You're still here. And there's still a spirit here. Have you gotten what we need to commune with the Daedra? You appear to have everything we need. Shall we begin the communion? One last thing. We require the blood of a virgin. I know Cyril well enough that this should not be an issue. Lyriel quickly drains some of Cyril's blood with a small knife into a bowl. That should be enough. Meet me at the top of the crossing of lamps in Roadyr. I will disable the barrier for us. Be quick about it.
You seem to be doing all right for yourself. What can I do for you?
What do you want, Outlander?
Gods, this place will drive me mad. Did you see that grate on the floor when you entered? They have skulls down there. Skulls. And I think they're of their relatives. No wonder their ghosts are so noisy.
Greetings, Outlander. I think I've heard of you before.
We've got everything we need. Are you ready to commune with the Daedra? Shall we begin the communion, Retainer? Lyriel sets the blood-soaked scroll and incense ablaze.
You've summoned me here all the way from the plane of Kalon? For what purpose? Is that an odd occurrence here or something? What was this mortal's name? Wait. Cyril Lorban. My apologies, Dark Elf. I believe this is a misunderstanding. I cast an incantation to rend the spirit by the name of Cyril Lorvan from the flesh in my home realm. It requires me to physically write the name on stamped flesh. As I'm sure you're aware, us Twilights were not blessed with the most dexterous of hands. I'm sure I misspelled the mortal's name. Not the first time this has happened. A loud thunderous crack emanates from the statesman's wall. A&D. Done. The spirit should be back where it belongs, in some awful Dunmer body. My apologies, I must return to Kalon. Please take care in disposing of this avatar's corpse after I disembowel it from within.
Have you gotten a chance to commune with the Daedra? I'm glad this was taken care of. On behalf of the nobles of Roadyr, I thank you. I'm glad this was taken care of. On behalf of the nobles of Road, the Scroll of Cautious Beckoning, when used in the proper communion ritual, will allow us to summon a specific Daedra and communicate as equals. It is a far gentler procedure than your standard conjuration magic.
How are you?
Where's that slave? You're not Monaco.
Greetings, Outlander. I'm Dirania, steward to Muthersil Indoril Ilvi in matters pertaining to law and judgment, among other things. If you're interested, we're looking to hire an Outlander like yourself to conduct an investigation into the Savit Tong. The few rumors that have made their way to ROADYR have been just the vaguest whisperings of collusion and conspiracy. Nothing concrete, certainly. That's why we're sending you, Ada. We want to make sure that these rumors aren't just hearsay.
Speaker, Vaden Barrow is missing. He left Almasther to investigate the disappearance of an ordinator near Necrom and asked that you join him as soon as possible. He has ventured to a cave known as Nalad, west of Necrom and southwest of the Sacred Lands Sanctuary. He also asked that I give you this sacred armor as both a reward, and as needed protection. Temple, Disembodied. Vaden Barrow asked me to investigate a pauper from ROADYR who has left his body. He is haunting the Statesman's Hall at ROADYR. I found Cyril Vlervan standing next to his body. He had no interest in returning to it. Lyriel Othrolith asked me to commune with the Daedra to ask for their guidance. Lyriel Othrolith says the ritual to summon Kraskira requires a scroll of cautious beckoning and marshroot incense. Marshroot incense is a rare plant and oil mixture made only in ROADYR. Indal-ruhn outside of the Crossing of Lamps may have some. A scroll of cautious beckoning may possibly be found in Tur-Julan, an ancient Indoril chapel across the third to the west. It is used in Daedric invocation rituals, and might still be near where such rituals were held. Indal-ruhn was not eager to give me any incense. He said only his father Indoril Ilvi had the authority to give it out. Indoril Ilvi gave me a letter to give to his son Loren. Indoril Loren gave me the marshroot incense. I brought the supplies to Lyriel Othrolith. She told me to meet her on the top level of the Crossing of Lamps in ROADYR. I performed the summoning ritual in ROADYR. A winged twilight named Kraskira admitted to releasing the spirit. It appears to have been an accident that has now been corrected. Cyril Vlervan was forced back into his body. Lyriel thanked me for returning Cyril to his body. Gils Era thanked and rewarded me on behalf of Vaden Barrow for dealing with the pauper spirit.